This is why I suck at watercolor, because I don't know much about it and I'm impatient. Yeah, those palm trees look like caterpillars and my eyes are now frightened. I think it's time for me to practice some techniques, skin colors, and my favorite, doing swatches. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is going to be interesting. No, not at all. But I have been looking at other artists' watercolor paintings recently and I want to improve, so I need to practice. So first I'm going to practice some watercolor techniques. I find watercolor techniques are probably the coolest tricks in traditional art in my opinion, like using salt and a plastic wrap. And those were my favorite because the results just came out so cool to me. So here's why I suck at watercolor. I think watercolor is challenging and watercolor does have a reputation for being hard. It is hard for me because I don't practice at all, and when I try to do watercolor out of the blue, it looks terrible. Other other paints are more like predictable, but with watercolor, since it's watery, it just goes everywhere it wants to, which can be interesting in the results and frustrating for beginners like me. I feel it's harder to control where the paint goes, especially when you don't know much about watercolor. After I practiced today, I learned that you have to let watercolor just flow and do its thing. And I try to be a control freak about everything. And I learned to embrace the medium and just work with it instead of against it. And another reason is because watercolor is hard to control. It is like when you spill a drink, it just goes everywhere and there's no stopping it. I learned that you can't add too much water to the point where you form puddles on the paper. That's also why I love watercolor, because it's soft and you get those, or you don't get those hard edges like other paints. When I apply layers, I notice that it is transparent, but sometimes it's also permanent, especially with dark colors. When you apply dark colors right away, it's hard to undo it. It's not digital art. And it's really hard to cover up mistakes that can be frustrating in my opinion. And you can try with a paper towel, but you can't get back to that fresh white piece of paper. And also it's hard to erase pencil lines once the water hits the paper, and you can just like see right through it, and which makes the art seem kind of unfinished and looks like an amateur. And I learned a lot after practicing, and I can't wait to get better at this medium because it seems like it would be really fun and relaxing. And once I stop being a control freak and trying to make every little thing perfect, what they say, just live on the edge. I am pretty sure you heard all artists say swatch your art supplies before using them, and I swatched the pans before, but not the tubes. I have two different types of watercolors that are not expensive or high quality. They are like student grade, but they work great for beginners in my opinion. Reeves is a little more liquid, and I always have to squeeze excess water or oil out of the tubes before using them. I don't know if it's water or oil. It's kind of like a mixture of both in my opinion. I'm pretty sure it's water though. It doesn't bother me, but I just thought I'll mention it. Artist Loft is thicker with the tubes and the colors are more vibrant, like, which I like. And I do prefer the tubes over the pan because the colors are more vibrant and also you can mix colors easily. So I prefer the Artist Lofts, but the Reeves do work the same. It's just the difference in colors. I was slowly recording for about 30 seconds and the microphone wasn't even plugged in. How nice and stupid of me. Anyways, the reason I wanted to practice watercolor was because I am doing this fan art illustration for art class that's due in about 4 days. And I want to try using watercolor because with this character that I'm doing, which you will see on Friday, I really want to use some of these techniques like the salt and the plastic wrap technique, because I feel like it will have a good result on the overall drawing when I'm done. And I just also want to try something different and do a background with the character too, but I don't want to spoil that video. So I hope you enjoyed this video though, and I had a wonderful time testing out these techniques and learning more about watercolor. I learned a lot, like a lot today, and I really learned a lot when I was doing the skin colors, which was actually very fun, and also lost my train of thought. And I'm glad that I pushed myself to practice because honestly, I really didn't want to. But thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on Friday. Bye!